A major hurricane sweeps through the Caribbean, killing more than a dozen people, flattening homes and schools. Tonight, many people still without power because of Hurricane Maria. Families of people stranded on the island of Dominica are desperate to reach their loved ones. Trevor Macy joins us. Trevor, you actually talked with a Wichita family that's waiting to hear from their Wichita State graduate.
Yeah, Jacob, the woman I talked to is worried because this is what it looks like right now, where her little sister is stranded. She says Monday night before the storm hit was the last time she talked to her sister, and since then she and her family have been desperately scrambling to get any information they can.
As Hurricane Maria moved closer to the island of Dominica Monday night, Samantha Stevens was making sure her sister was prepared.
We told her to write her name and her student ID number and her phone number and our phone numbers on her hand and somewhere else on her arm. So in case anything happened, they would know who she was.
Her sister, Wichita State alumni Jessica Stevens, is a student at Ross University Med School on the island. The hurricane hit the island the day after her 22nd birthday.
She said, okay, I gotta go. I have to go deal with the water that's coming in through the windows. And she said, I'll talk to you later. And I said, bye, I love you. She's like, I love you too. She hung up. That was the last time that we heard from her.
The next day, Samantha saw the devastation the storm caused.
The only communication that was coming off the island was from ham radio operators that were down there, and Ross University has a satellite phone.
But the phone signal was spotty at best.
There was supposed to be a somewhat mandatory roll call to happen at campus. We were told that not all the students made it to campus to report.
Jessica's family called hotlines set up by the school trying to find any information they could.
It was 52 hours before we heard if she was safe or not. That was the longest, hardest 52 hours of my family's life. It was so hard.
They were finally able to reach someone with the school who said that Jessica was safe and on campus.
Samantha's family is just one of thousands looking for information about their students on the island. She said that the school has around 1,500 students, and just this afternoon the school said that over 1,000 have been accounted for.
It's a really powerful interview. Do they know when they'll be able to get her and others off that island?
They were hoping to get some of them on a boat today, but rough seas, poor conditions at the ports put a hold on that, so now they're hoping to be able to start some of those evacuations off the island tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Trevor. Take a look at this radar track. Incredible colors that really show the size and strength of Hurricane Maria. Chief Meteorologist Ross Jansen updates us on where the storm is heading next.
Jacob, the storm is definitely our fourth major hurricane of the season. Tonight, we can still see the eye is not very well defined, but it's still a Category 3 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The western edge of it running into a little bit drier air, and that's why it's not quite as well defined as some of the other storms that we've tracked for you this year. It's going to pass just to the east of the Turks and Caicos. Winds tonight are just above 120 miles per hour. As the storm moves to the north, it should encounter some cooler water, which will weaken the storm, and by early next week, it goes from a 3 down to a 2, even down to a 1 as it passes to the west of Bermuda and stays well east of the United States. Still a storm to watch, but all of the forecast models keep it east of the U.S. Can you believe the temperatures we saw today in Kansas? Triple digits in Dodge City and Hayes, both locations with new record highs this afternoon. And tomorrow's going to be another summer-like day. We start out with 70-degree weather in the morning. The winds crank up for the afternoon, and by the lunch hour, we should hit 86. Most of you will see 90-degree weather for Friday afternoon. But into the weekend, still looking at a chance for rain, and there will be some changes in temperatures too. Find out the details in about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Ross. And whether it's hurricanes in the Caribbean or storms here in Kansas, you can track it all on the Storm Team 12 weather app. If you tap on the icon of 3 squares down in the corner, this will come up, and you can change what you get to see on alerts, from everything to tornadoes to tropical storms. Well, rescue crews refuse to give up the hope of finding people alive in the rubble of the 7.1 magnitude earthquake that killed hundreds in central Mexico and left much of the country destroyed. Search crews pulled several trapped children from the debris. One girl says she was doing her English homework when her school started to shake.
Just when we were going to run down, part of the building collapsed and everything was dust and we couldn't see anything.
More than 2,000 public schools sit in shambles, but volunteers refuse to give up the hope of finding survivors, removing bricks and pieces of concrete one by one and using thermal, sound, and movement sensors to pick up any signs of life. Well, the man accused of shooting a Department of Revenue employee at work made his first appearance in court today, all while the victim continues to improve from his injuries. Ricky Wirths made his first appearance in Sedgwick County Court today, accused of shooting tax warrant officer Courtney Holloway multiple times Tuesday at the Twin Lakes Department of Revenue office. Wichita police say Wirths walked into the office and asked for Agent Courtney Holloway by name. Investigators say Holloway was discussing an investigation involving Wirths when police say Wirths pulled out a handgun and shot him multiple times. According to court documents, Ricky Wirths shot the agent with a .45 caliber handgun. Holloway was critically wounded, but Thursday saw his second medical upgrade as Via Christi Hospital lists him in fair condition. And Agent Holloway got a special visit from Governor Sam Brown back at the hospital Thursday. The governor declined an interview on camera, but his office did send out this statement saying the purpose of the governor's visit to the hospital is to connect with Courtney and his family, thank him for his courage, and wish him well in his recovery. It was not designed to be a media event, but the governor does ask for continued prayers for Courtney and his family. That visit, actually the second visit from the governor's office since Tuesday's shooting. I'm told Lieutenant Governor Jeff Collier actually rerouted a plane ride to get to Wichita Tuesday night after it happened to stop by and see Holloway. Well, a breaking news update out of Wichita where parents got a note today after a student brought a gun to Stuckey Middle School Monday. The district says it just learned today a student put a gun in his backpack and showed it to other students on the bus. The district says the child never made any threats or planned to hurt anyone, but that child will face disciplinary action under the district's weapons policy. That could mean expulsion. You can read the district's full statement on KWCH.com and on the KWCH app.
I want our neighborhood to be safe again.
A wife and mother worried her son will never feel safe at home after a string of burglaries put her entire neighborhood on notice. Angela Monroe talked to that mother, just one of a dozen victims. Angela joins us live from Hayesville with what she's saying tonight.
Jacob, people living in this area are on edge from this row of crimes. I'm standing in the area of 86 and Broadway, and they say that the crimes stretch from about 79th to 91st and Broadway and Hydraulic. I spoke to that mother who says that she was actually hit 5 times just since this last Sunday.
Scared. Yeah, it frustrates me. People work hard for what they have.
Michelle Bass says the burglars first hit them last Sunday, and they were not alone.
The same night we got hit, I got a message that 3 other houses were hit on the same night.
Here's a map that a Hayesville resident made. You can see the string of burglaries peppering the area.
We have seen an uptick in, I'd say over the summer, down in the Hayesville area and southern Sedgwick County.
The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office is leading the search for the suspects, even sending crime scene investigators to the area.
Speaking, what we're seeing is burglaries to outbuildings, garages, sheds, detached buildings like that. And they're taking about anything they can carry.
Michelle says that includes tools, batteries, compressors, and a lot of metal. She wants people to know that burglars are stealing their property and sense of security.
A lot of people have contacted me saying, hey, we were hit, and it kind of blew up after I put out there, hey, here's a warning. I just want the neighborhood safe again and the community to be one.
And Michelle wants to do something about that. She wants the neighborhood involved, and that's why she's actually going to be holding a community meeting at the Hayesville Learning Center that is going to be next Sunday. That's October 1st, and it's going to be held at 2 p.m. And if you want to hear more about that information, you can, of course, go to our website, KWCH.com.
All right, thank you, Angela. Well, get ready to change your morning commute. A warning about construction that could change the way you get around for months.
Our phones are our lifelines out here.
That lifeline about to get cut while people in rural America may lose contact with the rest of the world. And athletic idols weep on the job, the scary moment that brought them to tears.
Expect more from KWCH 12. This is Eyewitness News at 10 in high definition. Online at KWCH.com. Follow KWCH on Facebook and Twitter.